What is up, YouTube? Brian here, back again with another video, and it is the start of May. That means we have our new box in the Hookup Tackle JDM BENto Box series. Now, I have really been trying to avoid spoilers on this box because I follow a bunch of people on Instagram that get these boxes, and sometimes they post their unboxing, and I have to like quick not look and flip through the pictures real quick. But I know a couple of the baits are in here because Ben did tease the jerkbait and the PotMax and the LV500 are in here, but I don't know any of the other baits because I actually have managed to avoid spoilers. So we're going to dive into this. So I have this box to go through. I also have another secondary order from Hookup Tackle that I did. And then I also got some stuff from Omnia just today or yesterday, but we'll go through a few baits that I've ordered. We're going to go through the JDM BENto box. So here we go. Also, a shout out if you're not following me on Instagram. I mean, you really should. I post a lot of good stuff there. It's at Punch Fishing on Instagram. Anyway, just gotta give myself a quick plug there. So here we go. Now I'm gonna try and open it from the correct side this time, so I actually get the card on the top. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I did it right. Here we go. All right. Oh, okay. So the JDM BENto box. Ben's cards are looking good. I love it. Right off the rip, I'm noticing right at the top of the box, Ben threw in a hat. Now, I am of the hair challenged variety, so the fact that I got another Megabass hat makes me super happy. I have a bunch of Megabass hats. I actually don't have this one, so this is going to be a cool one to add to the collection. So shout out to Ben on a killer. Yeah, this is the trucker cap. I like the trucker caps better than the flat bill. I'm from Minnesota. We don't do flat bills up here. We're not from California, and I'm like 40 years old, so I'm not rocking a flat bill. So thank you for the trucker hat. I love this. Now I'm not gonna look in the box. I'm just gonna grab some stuff. What do we got here? Oh, this is a bait I've never used. This is a new one, and I like that this is a Megabass bait. So instead of throwing other stuff, Ben did throw another Megabass bait. This is the V4 Buzzbait. Now, if you guys haven't seen this bait, it's a crazy buzzbait that's got double propellers, a weird head angle, and I don't think Megabass actually makes this bait very often. Like, it's not a bait that's always out in production. And I like that this thing is in a chartreuse. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on with this bait. Number one, you got double propellers. Number two, it's a pretty light wire buzzbait. I've only seen pictures of these things, and I've only seen these online. I've never actually held one of these. So my initial impressions are it's very dainty. Like, this is a pretty light bait. We have a lot of northern pike up here, and the pike can get very big. And you know what pike like to eat? Buzzbaits. So I'm a little worried that this bait isn't going to survive a big pike hit, maybe around lily pads, because a lot of times we're fishing these things around cover, docks and things like that, and pike tend to come out and just ambush these things. I also noticed that the hook the hook angle on this thing is crazy high. Usually buzzbaits, the hook goes straight off the back. This thing has a really big bend right there, so I'm guessing this is kind of like, I wonder if this thing swims. I mean, it's almost like if you tilt it this way, it's like a spinnerbait. You tilt it this way, it's like a buzzbait. And also the head, if you notice, is like flat. Like if you turn to the side, the head kind of goes away. It's got a weird angle. So this V4 buzzbait is super strange. I don't know. I'm excited to use it. I think you can throw this on just probably any old medium heavy bait casting rod. So it's a 5/16 ounce, so it is fairly light. So this is cool. I'm excited about this. I don't have a ton of buzzbaits, but this one is definitely the weirdest buzzbait I have ever seen in my life. So shout out to Ben. I'm pretty excited to check this guy out for largemouth. And you know what's funny? This might actually catch some smallmouth. I might have to throw this buzzbait a little bit for smallies. So the Megabass V4 buzzbait. All right. Oh, interesting. So we got another OSP jerkbait. It was a Druga. We got a Druga, I think, last box. That was the big full-size one. This is the small guy. This is a little dude. The All-Star Classic, what is it, Basser? I'm sorry. I'm reading, there's some award on the front of this that isn't part of the bait. But this is the Druga Asura OSP. This is like almost a trout-size bait. This is super small. Only weighs 7 grams. Yeah, 73 SP. Sorry, I'm just reading the package. I'm going to open the sucker up. Now, this bait can definitely catch fish up in the North Country. This is very minnow size. This is going to go on a spinning rod. I'm going to throw this probably on the Megabass Whip Snake. Maybe even the Addermind. This is cool. You know what? I don't have that many, like, when I go fish in Wisconsin, there is some trout streams and some streams, and I don't really have any small, tiny jerkbaits for that. So this is something that's definitely missing from my collection. Also, Minnesota, we have crappies. Crappies would love this thing. So I'm actually going to be going to fish a lake that has really good sized crappies next weekend, and I'm going to use this on a spinning rod. So I'll probably catch some bass, might catch some crappies. I'm going to throw this around docks. OSP jerkbaits, this is cool. I love the color. It's kind of almost a translucent white. It's not like you can definitely see through it, like you can see the beads. So the little mini Druga jerkbait from OSP. This is cool. So we're 2 for 2. Like it. I like the baits. So we're gonna dive in. Oh, that's it. So we got a hat. So now we got the regular stuff. So we got the hat, the spinner or the buzzbait, the V4 buzzbait. We got the little mini jerkbait, and then we got the main course here. So this is an LV500. This is in a color called White Walker. Now I have the White Walker colored. I have the White Walker colored. I'm gonna open it up. Why not? I have the White Walker colored Tekkel kick knocker that Ben came out with. So this is a color that Ben's done in other non he did this in a Tekkel bait, not in the Lucky Craft bait. And I will say that the paint job on this thing is a little different than the one on the Tekkel. This one has a lot more cracked paint than the other one. I'd show you the Tekkel, but it's literally in my topwater box out in my boat. So we got a bone. So Ben already gave us a bone colored LV500 in a previous box, and now we have this kind of like White Walker color, which is pretty much like a bone. This is, a white as well. This one is much more dramatic. It's got the chartreuse kind of hit on the bottom of the lip. This is a really cool bait. I think this is neat. I don't think I'm going to sell this one just because it's a White Walker, and that's just kind of rad. It's got the kind of blue-green pearlescent eyes like they did like the White Walkers did in Game of Thrones. So I don't know. Overall, this is cool. This is definitely cool. I like weird and unique paint schemes, and the White Walker is definitely one of those. All right, so now the main course. We got the PotMax and the 110. I'll save the 110 for next. Now the PotMax, this is in a color called GLX Cosmic Bass. This is a color that I'm not super familiar with, but it has been around in the Megabass line. I have never seen a PotMax in this color. There's other baits that come in this thing, and this thing is dork. Like, this is like borderline black. So let's get a good look at this sucker. So we got kind of a blue bottom to a purple midsection to a flat, just totally black top. So this is like your Junebug PotMax. That's actually what I'm going to call it. This is the Junebug PotMax. So if you're fishing this in dirty water or overcast, I think this thing could do really well. I like that the skirt has, the tail skirt has black and purple in it as well. So just a kind of an overall good theme. Do I want to keep this bait or do I want to sell it? I'm not totally sure. I have a million PotMaxes. This is actually I have some matte black PotMaxes and like some weird colors that I kind of use for darker water. This thing is like legit Junebug PotMax, black and blue PotMax. So it's pretty unique. It's pretty cool. I like this a lot. Unfortunately, up in Minnesota, we don't have a lot of dirty water lakes. We have a couple, but mostly our lakes are fairly clear. So using natural colors is usually the way to go, or white. So anyway, that's the GLX. I remember said that right. Yep, GLX Cosmic Black Bass PotMax. Very cool. Main event. So this is a jerkbait that has all of the colors. Actually, I'm going to call this the Kitchen Sink 110 because it's got everything. So if you guys haven't seen this color, it's the Kin Gill. I'm sorry, Kin Gill. Why don't I say Jill? That's so stupid, but it's Gill. So this is the Kin Gill. Now this color, I've seen this color before in the iSlide and some other baits. I know that this color came out in a jerkbait several years ago. So this is not the first time that this color has been on a Vision 110. However, it's been many, many years since it came out. I'm sure Ben can tell me the exact date. I have no idea. But what's cool about this bait is this thing's got everything going on. It's got blue on the head. It's got red on the belly. It's got kind of a chartreuse hit on the tail. It's got a dark back. It's got their gill pattern. Oh, and by the way, it's translucent. So if you hold it up to the light, it actually, the light goes right through. So this is I'm going to call it the kitchen sink gill. That's what they should have named this bait. It's got just a little bit of everything. Lots of different colors. It's translucent. It's just crazy. It's not super shiny, but it's definitely not matte. This is a cool bait. This will get bit in our northern waters. I know this says gill, but to me, the Megabass gill color always screams perch. And almost all of our lakes up here have perch as a forage. So any color pattern like this is amazing. If you look at my jerkbait box, you're going to see a lot of colors that are very similar to this. A lot of gill and a lot of perch patterns in my jerkbait box already. So this sucker is definitely getting thrown. So now I have to give this box a rating. Now, scale 1 to 10, I very much like this jerkbait. It's extremely relevant to my waters. The Junebug PotMax is definitely unique. You know, this is definitely a cool color. There needs to be more Junebug hard baits, more like as Epic Eric always says, why isn't there more Junebug crankbaits? Well, now you got a Junebug PotMax. The LV500 White Walker is really dope. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. I mean, who isn't? Come on. So this is pretty cool. The little mini jerkbait, the OSP, I'm definitely going to throw this in a couple weeks for panfish crappies. So I'm excited about this. This is definitely a cool bait. I don't have a lot of these, so happy about that. I think the only sus bait to me, as my kids would say, is the V4. I have a feeling that I'm going to throw this thing, and if it does get bit by a pike, I'm going to get like one bite out of it. So I just feel that this bait's a little dainty, but it is super unique and super weird, and I'll probably save it for smallmouth waters because a lot of smallmouth lakes up here don't have very many pike. It's more musky. So this is cool. I'm going to try it. I am apprehensive about it, but you know, and top it all off. I mean, come on. I'm never going to say, oh man, I got another Megabass hat. Darn. So I'm going to give this box out of 10. I'm giving this a solid 9. I think, Ben, you did awesome. Love everything. Good box. All the stuff I'm going to probably use. Except, I don't know. Like I said, this is the only one I'm like, but great stuff. You did a good job. 9 out of 10. Good box this week, or good box this month. So let's jump over to the other thing I have. So if you just wanted to see the JDM BENto Box, there you go. I have another order. This stuff is a lot less fun, but there's a couple cool things in here. Now I'm a constant tinkerer with terminal tackle, so there's some goodies in here. Actually, there's a couple baits. Let's get the baits out of the way. I picked up a Tekkel, the Wacker frog. Now, if you guys don't know, frog nerds, the Reaction Innovations made a frog that everybody loves. It's an amazing frog. I've had multiple versions of the Reaction Innovations frog. There's been Reaction Innovations put 2 different versions of their frog out, and now Tekkel is making. They've been doing this for a while, but this is essentially the Reaction Innovations frog. So Tekkel, I don't know. They just basically bought all of Reaction Innovations' old stuff, like their walking baits and their frogs. And I actually want to compare this frog here to the original. I wanted to see how this thing stacks up to the original Reaction Innovations frog, because that frog is freaking good. I've caught some nice fish off the Reaction Innovations versions, and so I want to see if the Tekkel version, what do they call it, the Wacker frog, I want to see if this thing is basically the same thing as the OG Reaction Innovations frog. So anyway, stay tuned for that. I got this color because it's a color frog that I don't really have. It's kind of I forgot what the color of this thing is called, watermelon. So this is a watermelon. They say it's watermelon, but it's got a little chartreuse head. It's just kind of a dark frog. This is just a natural color that I like to throw. So anyway, I'm a frog addict. This is going to go right in my frog box. The other hard bait I picked up is a new Lucky Craft 1.5 color. This is called the the name on this bait is crazy. It's CF Lens Ghost Golden Black Shad. This bait has like a foil inside the body, so it's translucent. But there's foil in the body, so that foil is behind the plastic, and it gives this thing crazy flash. Now, I fish a lot of clear water, and there's a lot of perch in the clear water, so I thought this is just the right hint and hue to mimic a perch, especially with the little, it's got, you know, some little black paint down the side. So this is going to get thrown on my swing fire 100% for sure. I can't wait to use this out in Wisconsin very soon to target smallmouth bass that are up on the flats, you know, in and around the spawn over the next like couple of weeks. So super excited about the Lucky Craft 1.5 Golden Ghost Foil Super Shad, whatever. Got a big and long name. Who cares? All right. The other baits I got in this box are terminal. Now I picked up some Yugi Infini hooks. These are 6/0. These are going to be specifically for throwing onto the 4-inch cover scat. I'm having a heck of a time finding 6/0 hooks locally, like with the Omnias and whatever, that aren't like beefy. Most 6/0 hooks, like when you go to like Owner and Gamagatu, are like their jungle or like the heavy cover 6/0 hooks. These Yugi Infini are just regular normal wire hooks, which I think are going to chew up cover scats a little less. So I'm going to throw these on the 4-inch cover scats. I'm starting to play a little more with that depth bait, so this is probably going to be the main hook. Now I also picked up a hook that I've had my eye on for a while, but Hookup went out of stock on them, and now they got them back. And it is the OSP Scrum hook. If you don't know what the Scrum hook is, this is a super unique and weird Nico rigging hook. Now I don't have a worm on me. Just go Google OSP Scrum hook on, you know, there's a ton of videos on YouTube. Anyway, the point of this hook is that it's got little teeny wire keepers on this thing, and what you do is you actually rig the worm's body through the hook up like this. Oh, I should have had a worm here. I apologize. But you basically run the hook all the way through the body of the worm. You come around, and then you run the point of the hook back into the body of the worm. So this creates a completely 100% weedless Nico setup. So I'm really gonna try this hook out. I'm a big Nico fan. I fish a lot of Nico worms, especially on my NRX 872S around grass. So I'm really excited to play with this Scrum hook to see what the hookup ratios are like versus just using like a regular Nico hook or, you know, an owner cover shot, or, you know, I'm going to see if this is actually a marketable improvement when you're fishing Nico's worms in grass. I got two sizes. I got the small little number 1s, and then I got the 1/0s. So we're going to see, I don't know which size is going to be better for like a 6-inch finesse worm. So I got different worm sizes. I'm going to play with these two, see what it's like. Hopefully maybe I'll give a review on these things, get some footage of these things in action. So the last order I got, I already actually opened this just because I was really curious about something. So Omnia has just got a big restock and expanded their selection of Yamamoto baits. So if you go to Omnia and check them out, they got a whole bunch of new Yamamoto baits. One bait they picked up that I've been meaning to try for many, many years that I never actually picked up, but everyone says is like one of the best drop shot baits on the planet, is the shad-shaped worm. So I picked up a couple packages of these to try nose hooking and drop shotting with this spring. So I've never, believe it or not, I've never tried the shad-shaped worm, and everyone says this is like one of the best smallmouth drop shot baits like ever made. Period. End of story. So we're going to give the shad-shaped worm a try. And the other bait that I picked up, and I already took out of the package because I wanted to check it out right away, is a Bassman Compact spinnerbait. So if you guys don't know, Bassman is a Australian, New Zealand, I don't remember. Let's see. Does it say? Yes, Australia. Sorry, not New Zealand. So Bassman is a spinnerbait company out of Australia. They sponsor a bunch of professional bass fishermen, but these things are legit. The components are really nice. These are just really well-made spinnerbaits. They just got a restock of the gill color. Now, this is obviously something that's going to work up in our northern waters with a lot of bluegill and perch. And this is the compact version of the spinnerbait, which means the wire on this thing is really not very big. This is just a small snack size kind of spinnerbait, but it still has a nice big beefy hook that you can put a trailer on. So even though it's compact, the components are still high end and it can still take a beating. So anyway, those are all the baits that I got going on right now. Thanks to Hookup. love the box this month. Good stuff. If you guys are liking these videos, please give a like and subscribe. I'm going to keep the subscription going all year, and we're just going to keep doing these unboxings every time one of these boxes show up. And maybe I'll, like today, you know, I'll throw in a couple of different orders of other stuff that I got kind of piled up, and we'll just talk through it and look at a lot of different tackle and talk about it. And if you got any questions, comments, likes, anything, just hit the description, leave me a note, and until the next time, I will see you all on the water. Peace out.